Well, Maxwell can't hear this still, and it's been a fucking month, but hey, you know what?
Yeah.
Does anybody fucking care at this point? Because you can hear it. So we're gonna stop telling you that Max can't hear it, because I don't think any of you give a fuck. Yeah, it is September 5th, 2016. This is the Nothing Sacred Show. I'm Cruise Control.
I'm Maxwell Silverhammer.
And, yeah, maybe I was cutting out there. I don't really fucking
Yeah,
care.
you were cutting out a little bit.
I don't give a shit. I don't care. You know
to...
why? Because this is all for fun. If you don't like what we do, there's something you can do. It's called click on the not listen button. There's a not listen button. Not listen. I'm not listening. You can clap your hands over your ears and not listen to the truth we be speaking. And if you if you don't want to take what we have to say to heart and learn from what we experience and what we bring, then that's your downfall. Understand? Yeah.
Not our problem.
Not our problem. If you can't take the wisdoms and the intellects and the thoughtses that we be brings to the table, you can't handle that, then that's you. So click that not listening button. That not listen button. You click that shit, because you ain't listening. Because the only way you listen is you open your heart. Open your heart and your mind and your soul and your pocketbook. So you can send us money
that'd be great.
Yeah, you can do that for us. Anyway, I am Cruise Control. That is Maxwell's fucking Silverhammer. And it is a Monday evening, so spread them cheeks, because it is the
beginning of the fucking week.
Yes.
It doesn't even feel like Monday. Yeah. Honestly, I had to remind myself. I was like, oh, fuck, it's Monday night? You know?
That's because you're just a happy guy, man. Just life is just full of possibilities and promise for you.
Well, no, I just was like, it's Monday, really? Because, remember, it's Labor Day for me, so.
That's right. You had the day off. See, fuck you. See, I didn't. I had to work today.
See, you know what? I was assumed that everybody does, but.
And I made the mistake this morning, of course, of going into the office thinking, oh, it's a holiday, so it's going to be a really, really slow and. But I should know better, because it's the fucking console kings, console kids. So.
Oh, they're all home.
They're all home still, but then again, it's after tomorrow. Tomorrow should just be like drop off, like serious fucking drop off, because little fuck faces are going back to their little babysitting pens, which is called the public school system.
Right, exactly.
So their parents can go off and make the money to feed the little faces with their fucking Chef Boyardee, so that they will shut the fuck up while the parents are watching the Let's Make a Deal and the YouTube and playing the World of Warcraft, which I am not playing World of Warcraft right now every single day for like fucking 4 or 5 hours a day. I am not.
That's why you're so busy, right?
One of those things I'm busy with. One of those things, yeah. And people say, oh, here's one of my gripes. It's a gripe I talked about before. And I guess we can jump into that. It's like, oh, what are you doing, man? Why don't you go out and do that? And I'm like, I'm hanging out. We're running a dungeon tonight. I got 5 of my friends, and 4 of my friends, and we're running a dungeon. We're going together. We're meeting online. We're going. Oh, that's not me hanging out. Well, in this day and age, it kind of is, because I am speaking with them. So it's almost like saying we're not hanging out right now. Apparently,
no, we're not doing anything. We're just sitting on our asses.
We're not hanging out. We're not having a conversation and actually expressing ourselves exactly the same way as we would be if we were around each other. Considering, of course, the visual limitation. Or else I would. I mean, yeah, it'd be cool to be hanging out with you, having a brew and just be kicking it. Obviously, there's a difference hanging out. But still, this is still hanging out, still socializing, still meeting people. We made a plan to meet. We're meeting now, so this is something that I'm doing. So this is part of my quote-unquote social life. So is the gaming that I do. So when people say that it's not, it's like, yeah, it is. Do you ever meet with your mom on Skype? Did your mom say, hey, let's call each other on Thursday? Do you call your grandma every Thursday night on Skype, and she's laying in her fucking rocking chair and drooling, and your mom puts the fucking tablet up to her face, and she drips the drool on the tablet, and you can see the little spittle beads of her fucking... her Alzheimer and fucking disease-infested drool, like sliding down the camera lens of the fucking, and your tears mix with that because you know she's dying soon, so you have to meet with her every Sunday night. That's the same exact shit that we're doing. We're just not dying, and we're not grandmas and shit.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and one little quick butt plug though, real quick.
Okay.
The Vero Geezer, Howard Casanova, that we had on a few months ago.
Yeah.
He has his website up. It's verogeezer.com. And you can actually go there and buy mugs and shirts and shit like that, too.
Oh, man. Right, man. Yeah, so cool, man. So we'll buy those because they'll be collector's items in, like, 2 days.
2 days? I was going to say, yeah, in 2 days.
Because no one's, I'm not, I don't, okay. Here's an irk of mine. Nothing wrong with the Vero Geezer. More props to him. People want to buy that shit, and I'm sure there might be some oldsters going, "Hey, I brought out something on the internet." You know, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I will never buy a mug. I'll never buy a shirt. I'm never gonna buy a YouTube personality shirt. Like if I saw somebody walking around with a nothing sacred shirt on, I'd be like, that's kind of cool. But I'd be like, I would never do it though. I guess I don't mind it, but I'm not gonna buy a mug. I'm not gonna buy a shirt. I will promote it. Yeah, go ahead. Go down to the Vero Geezer and buy your mug, buy your shirt.
Hey, it's all, you know, so there's certain things that certain people just will never buy.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, that kind of leads into an irk of mine.
All right. So what? Hey, that's called a segue.
About inaccessible-ass websites and shit.
Oh, that's a segue. Okay, so let's go on. So your irk is, so you were trying to fucking buy from VeroGeezer.com and you couldn't. See, we're going to buy a mug.
It wasn't Vero Geezer, actually.
Come on.
No, I haven't even got...
You lie. You were going to buy a Vero Geezer mug or a Vero Geezer t-shirt. Don't you fucking...
Hey, you know what? Maybe I will. I don't know. But anyway, I wasn't at his site when this happened. I went to two separate... One was Kmart, Sears. I guess they've merged or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I was going to buy something off there. I can't remember what the fuck it was. But anyway, something, you know, basically got me screwed up. It was in the registration process or something. So then, of course, you know, then I have to call, and I get Davey the Dune Coon, who has no fucking clue I'm trying to explain to him. I'm blind. Your site's not very accessible. I was trying to create an account, and it's not letting me do that. And he's like, oh, it was one of those, oh, sir, I'm sorry, you know, with the fake-ass rebuttals.
He's like, oh, we will help you. I will do my best to help you with your situation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we get them all the time. Takes them a fucking hour and a half to explain something because they're always like every 5 seconds. And I do understand your problem.
And I will try my best.
I will do my best to, hell, how about you shut the fuck up, tell me what I need to do, because right now all you're doing is wasting my fucking time. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's just what it was. So that was one situation. And I said, you know what, man, I don't think I'm even going to buy anything. I want you to cancel my account because obviously I can't navigate your website. And he was like, okay, sir, I can do that. And I was like, well, is it still going to try to, you know, get me to do this or do that? I said, I'm not buying the thing now. He's like, no, sir, you will not have no charge. So I checked my account just to make sure that, you know, I wouldn't get charged or any weird shit because I think I had to put my card info in or something. But so that was one of them. Then Build-A-Bear.com, I went on there because I actually was getting Renacee's daughter something for her birthday. And so I'm on there, and I get to the part where I've created the account and everything. Now I get to the part where I'm supposed to pay. And I can't see, you know, this is like the most crucial part of the whole thing. You know, I got to see where to put my card in, and there's no edit box for me to type my card in, and there's nothing. And when I click the link that says, you know, go to pay info or something, it won't take me there. It just sits there. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So again, I had to call, and this time I got this woman, and she had no fucking clue. You know, when you tell these people that you're blind and the site's not accessible, they could give a fuck less, dude. You know,
they get the freeze up deer in headlight type shit. Where what do we do? Probably.
Well, or they just kind of go, oh, I'm sorry to hear that, sir. And I almost, but, you know, because it was something for Renacee's daughter, if it was just me, I would have just taken my business elsewhere. But in this case, you know, I was like, all right, let me just buy it over the phone. Now I told Renacee to let me know if he gets it. I'm afraid he's not going to get it, you know, in the mail. Mm-hmm. So I said, you be sure to let me know you got this shit. But yeah, man, I'm so amazed that now that so many sites can still be fucking inaccessible in this day and age, you know?
Mm-hmm. Build-A-Bear. Did you have to like try to build it, or you just say, fuck it, I'm getting like?
Oh no! I was gonna send her a Bear Bucks gift card is what I was gonna do. I was gonna put like $50 on a Bear Bucks gift card and send it to her. Damn, you know what I'm saying?
She's a little girl, man. You know, why don't you give me? You can send me $50 if you want.
No.
I'll be your little girl. You won't
I bet
send
you
me
will.
$50. I will be the little friendly girl. You can build a bear for me. I'll do that. I'll dress up like a bear. Yeah. So
I mean, anyway, I don't know. Like you've said, man, it's kind of one of those things. Like you shouldn't force sites to be accessible. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if that's
what they want to do, then that's what they want to do. But then again, it's also, I mean, it's the same thing that I say about PCs all the time. and about computers all the time is that you got to remember you're building for everyone with different operating systems, different computers. So think about how many actual capture programs there are now in terms of voice capture. There, I mean, there's JAWS, there's Window Eyes, right? Those still are the two big ones, right?
Those are text to speech. Yeah, NVDA is another one.
Yeah. So how many are there? There's dozens of them, right?
I'm sure. Yeah,
there's a ton of them that they have to. And then you've got to worry about what operating system version you're on. Are you on Windows XP still? You know, like some people. Are you on 7? Or are you on Vista? 10. Are you on 8.1? Are you on 10? And then you got to understand what browser are you on? Are you on Internet Explorer? Are you on the new Edge Microsoft, or are you on the Chrome? Are you on Mozilla Firefox? Are you on a Mac? Are you on so all this shit that has to go into that? It's kind of a pain in the ass, and
it just makes it. You know, it's like why not? You know, these companies, they get so ass hurt. They want everybody to use their stuff. You know, and if you don't, they're going to make it difficult for you. Which I think
it's not about that. It's about they can't. I mean, they can in terms of that's the one thing about PCs is different than like a console or whatever or something else is that consoles are all the same. Every single one is built exactly the same. It's exactly the same shit on it. It's like the same thing with phones. So that's why you can kind of configure phones and fuck with phones and do all that. But with computers, they're so different. Like, your computer is completely different than mine. It's completely different than it's. I mean, hell, you even had someone come over and smack some shit into your computer to power it up. So your computer is different than the one you initially got. So.
Well, the thing is, though, it's like I don't think it's the computer necessarily, but it's the website.
It's the software, but the software has to interact with different operating systems, which is also software. It's all software. The computer is just the hardware that runs it. All the operating system, the Internet Explorer, and those are different than Chrome, which is the one I use. I use Chrome. I don't use Internet Explorer.
Right.
You know. So it'd be different looking on mine, and different things have. So I'm not trying to make excuses. What I would like to do is hopefully is if someone could come along and integrate, just a web-based, like what they really should have, honestly, is you should have 2 programs on your computer. You should have 2 text-to-speech programs. You should have one that is focused completely on your computer, right?
Okay.
So you have one that's focused completely on your computer, and then you have
one is a total web browser.
Web browser text-to-speech that focuses completely on HTML, on that kind of coding, on all that shit. So it's completely focused on a web browser, and then the web browser itself, honestly, shouldn't even exist for you. In other words, you shouldn't have to go like this. In my opinion, you shouldn't have to. I've got Internet Explorer, or I use Chrome, or I use whatever operating system, or whatever thing. You shouldn't have to use that and then use a program over that to read the Internet Explorer. You should have fucking Blindo.net,
Right.
You click on Blindo.net and it's a completely fucking lacks visual at all, so that you have all your memory, all your resources, everything is focused on text to speech through the website. So you can say,
but sometimes though this is a website design, man. It's the way the site's designed where if you there's too many graphics or there's it doesn't certain things it won't recognize or whatever.
That's my point. See, HTML is only one language. See, the net language that you're seeing is only one. What your Window Eyes and all your shit's doing is it's trying to navigate through like it's like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole, like you said. In a way, it's what you hate that shit. Well, that's what it's trying to do, because it doesn't know the Window Eyes has no idea what web browser you're using. It has no idea what certain things are going on. Now, if you had a web browser designed strictly for text to speech, completely without any other obstacles that said when it saw a picture, it just said picture.
Right. Right.
Because instead of yours going every time it's a fucking picture.
Yeah, and it reads the
It just goes, oh, it's a picture. It's an image, picture, credit card information, boom. And it reads everything out, but it reads it like it's supposed to, like as cleanly as possible, because all it's doing, and I'm not talking about, because right now it's working over Internet Explorer, over whatever operating, so it can't be optimized for its own browser, see?
Right, but there are some sites I can navigate very well.
I'm sure there are. But you could do that with the other program just as easily, but it would work on all sites because it was geared toward the language of HTML is the language of programming for the internet. Or at least one of them. There's other ones, but they're all similar in that way. So Listen, I might even look around for that at some point. That's a good idea. Maybe I'll make them. Maybe I'll make
give you a little research project, huh?
Yeah. So,
but anyway, yeah, it's kind of funny that their attitude is sort of like, so fuck it, you can't navigate our site. My attitude is I'll take my business elsewhere. Then I mean, if you can't make the site accessible,
if you're not going to make your site accessible, then no hard feelings, but bye.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I could buy the same fucking thing on Amazon. There's other things out there for me to other sites I can go buy things at.
Yeah, and you might even want to look at Amazon. Amazon probably does have a Build-A-Bear and other fucking type of. They probably
do have a really.
They might. Let's do a little bit of. Let's just take a
search
real quick
tree?
search tree. Yeah. Let's see here.
Yeah, I just went to Build-A-Bear.com. I didn't think I wasn't thinking about Amazon having a Build-A-Bear store on there.
Well, they might have a build.
Let's see.
Gift card.
Let's see. If you find something,
Build-A-Bear gift card, $25 to $50. Amazon.com.
No shit, really.
Amazon, dude. Amazon is your friend, man. That's my butt plug of the week. Amazon. First thing I'd try. They have a $45 one. They've got a $20 one. They've got a $20 to $50 one.
That's fun.
Free shipping. Some options are Prime eligible. Blah blah blah.
Right. Wow. I did not know that they'd have a Build-A-Bear site on there.
Yep, they have gift certificates for them. It's not a site. It's just simply a gift card. You buy it, they mail it. They have the gift cards there.
That's fucking cool, man. Yeah, because fuck going to these people's sites anymore. Then, I'm just gonna. Well, I bought a few things off Amazon this week. Like I got some air filters that are hard to find for my air conditioner.
Yeah.
Also, my fan took a shit. I think I don't know. You
might want to even look into if they have it in the area. Is Amazon Grocery? You might have to be able to get your groceries delivered to your door.
And that would be pretty fucking cool.
Because they do have Amazon Grocery. So if you look up Amazon Grocery, see what they have here.
I think you put it in your city or something, don't you?
Grocery. Let's see. Let's try it.
Yeah. I can look all this stuff up later, man. Actually,
I know. But I'm doing it because I'm awesome.
Oh yeah.
See, I'm helping. I'm giving a service to our blind and visually impaired audience because they won't be able to do this themselves, and I don't want them to because they do, then they won't be dependent on me.
By the way, speaking of services for blind,
is this another segue? Was that another segue to another?
That's another segue.
God damn, I'm good tonight, baby. That's 2 in a row. Fuck yeah!
You've been concept man all night, man.
All right, so roll with it. What's your next?
Okay, here's my thing, dude. Okay, with paratransit, I can understand being picked up late. I can understand having a lot of pickups and drop-offs before I go home. It kind of sucks, but what can you do, right? But the one thing that still pisses me off and can be prevented is when drivers show up early to somebody's pickup and then they tell you, oh, well, we're a little early for their pickup. Like tonight, the driver that picked me up from my mom's house, she was like, oh, we got to pick this lady up at Caesar's Palace, which is bad enough. And she's like, then we got to take her home, and then we'll take you home. And I said, okay. So, I'm like, Caesar's Palace. Well, fuck, what can you do? So I guess this woman was at the Forum Shops or whatever. Mm-hmm. So we pick her up, or before we pick her up, we pull into the parking lot at Caesar's, and she goes, oh, we're a little early for her, actually. I was like, well, how early? And she was like, well, her pickup's at 7:37. So I look at my phone, it's 7:07. So I'm thinking, you want me to wait out here 30 minutes on this bus so we can pick this woman up? It's like, in that amount of time, you could have taken me home. But some drivers are so afraid to deviate from the manifest. You know what I'm saying?
Where were you at? How far away were you?
We're at Caesar's.
Oh, shit. You're straight down. Oh, fuck. Yeah. Are you kidding me? Did they would have taken...
Wow. She could have dropped... In 30 minutes, she could have dropped me off, come back for her, been on time for her, and then taken her home.
But no, she had to wait, and then that's the idiocy. That's the idiot. They can't. You're right. But the thing is, and this is going to bring up actually something that this kind of ties into what I was talking about, dude.
Woo, segue,
dude. We're working tonight, man. Okay, so we're like in tune, man. We're like together.
We're like, man. Synchronicity,
hey, you know what, dude? You are the square hole, and I am the square peg tonight. There's no round peg in a square hole, baby.
Dude, your square peg is in my square hole.
I'm square pegging you, man. I'm pegging your hole, dude, with my square peg, dude.
Dude, yeah. See, we are gay, like Alex Sharpton said.
We are, man. We are Alex Sharpton. Yes, we are. Absolutely. But we're gay in the good way, though. We're gay in the brotherly love good way.
Exactly.
We're platonic gay.
Exactly. We don't fuck. We just
that's actually called being friends. But anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
so
having friends. That's probably why he doesn't know that. But.
So yeah. So okay. It's like you said, automaton. Like she could do that. She could make the decision and go and get everything, make you happy. Maybe go a little bit against, but then also free up time later on for her next pickup, and free everything up. But no, she couldn't. And you know why?
Because she's scared to deviate.
And you know why she's scared to deviate from the manifest?
She's scared to get in trouble.
Because she will get in trouble for doing that. For actually doing that and going against the manifest, she probably would get in trouble. Or she would be worried about it, and while other drivers may have tested the waters out. See, this is what happens, and this is where it comes to my thing. Because I do support now for what I do. So I'm actually not on the phones anymore. I'm actually the guy who, like, you're that internet chat guy, right? They chat with me, and I'm not talking about the customers, the agents chat to me.
Oh, okay.
So they chat to me about what they want to do. So I have to give approval for certain things. Now, when I was an agent, when I was doing the calls, I didn't get approval for shit. I didn't get approval. I'm not joking. Half the time I wouldn't get hardware approval. Or whatever, because you need approval for certain things.
It had to be done
because it would take 10 minutes to get the approval, and I have to wait and ask. Come on, this case. Look at the case, and I'd be like, fuck this. I'm not going to have and it's just another contradiction, which is another, like I was talking about before, the goddamn contradictions, the metric contradictions.
Of course.
Where they have like, all right, well, your average handle time is getting a little high. Yeah, but I need to help you. But you're telling me to resolve the customer's issue no matter what on the same call. Yeah, but you're telling me that if on this call I have to resolve the customer's issue and now quickly as I can, I understand that. But if I went out, but then they go, oh, well, you need to do a little quicker. And then they go, oh, well, you have to get approval for this. I'm like, all right. Oh, we only have 2 agents on support right now, so it's going to take about 10 minutes to get approval, but you have to stay on the line to get the repair done with the customer.
So now your call goes longer than expected,
and of course, the average handle time goes up, and whoopity-doo-doo. See, it's all bullshit.
Really, the driver shouldn't even be saying anything. I had one driver just tell me, he was like, hey, I'm not supposed to do this, and I'm like, cool, man, thanks.
Or they just go, oh, I'm on it. You know what I'm going to do? They don't see. I would never say that. I would say, never. I'm not supposed to do this for you. I'd just be like, oh, well, you know what I'm going to do? I got some approval. I decided I'm going to give you this because you've had this issue, or I'm going to refund this because it's not in policy. I'll say this is a one-time courtesy, blah blah blah. So the guys who go, oh, I'm not supposed to do this. They shouldn't say that. All they should do is be like, oh, well, we're a little early. You know what I'm going to do? We're right down this street. We're going to go down this street.
No rider's going to question that, I don't think.
Yeah, no, they're not going to go, well, don't you want to wait here? Oh, well, I got 30 minutes.
Actually, now that we're talking, there might have been, dude, some idiot old person. Well, that's not right. He's not doing what he's told. I'm going to call in and complain.
Yes, of course, because people love to complain. So that's why you don't say anything. You just kind of go, oh well, we got some time. You know what? You're on next on the manifest, so we're gonna get you going. Right back here in about the same amount of time. You know what but then again, there's the lazy fucks who like, oh, I got 30 minutes to chill. I can sit here.
Well, that's what she did. She got off the bus and smoked a cigarette. Mm-hmm. So I'm pretty sure.
Of course, she didn't give a shit because she was on the clock. See, so she didn't give a shit when you got home.
Fuck no. She's like, hey, you get home when I get home, And then, of course, when I was sort of kind of grumbling about it a little bit, of course, she was like, well, I just drive.
Yeah, that's all you do. Yeah, that's all. I just drive. Well, yeah, that's great. That's great. Yeah, that's why you just drive. That's why you'll never be the support team. See, that's the thing. I'm going up a little bit. Now, I don't give too much of a fuck about my shit, And I'm sorry. What were you going to say?
Oh, I was just going to say, yeah, it's kind of like I've had drivers do it to me before. Like one guy was just down the street from my work, and we were early for this guy, and we had to wait for him for about 20 minutes or something. And I was like, well, can't you just drive me to work? You're just right by. And he was one of these and no, he's not. It's not because he's Mexican. It's just the kind of person he is. But he was just stupid. He was like, no, I don't want to do that. I can get in trouble. And, I'm just
like so scared. And, the reason why is because they're told about all these goddamn little rules and regulations. But the thing is, the people that they actually look at and go, well, he's actually, he's taking care of his shit, man, and he never gets a supervisor call or anything. Let's make him support. The reason why I got into support, because I don't ask for bullshit. I get shit done.
You get your work done, and you get results.
But then their emails are all about, oh, you need to get approval for this every single time, and you have to do this every single time. And I understand certain things, and there's certain things I'm going to do every single time. But I'm not going to wait around for someone to tell me I'm going to do something when I know it's going to help the customer resolve the issue, get them off the phone, and get everything happy.
And most likely they're going to approve it anyway, right? They're not going to say, no, don't do it.
Pretty much, yeah. And even if they don't, I don't give a shit, because if they have an issue, guess what they'll do? They'll call me in, they'll go, hey, you gave out too many of these, blah, blah, or you gave too many of these, just you need to cut down on that. All right. They're not going to go, all right, your job is done. Unless I do something crazy, what are they going to do? You gave out a refund when you shouldn't have one time. 2 times in the last 3 weeks. You're done. Yeah, that's how they keep employees. No, they're going to go, oh, well, you just kind of cut down, watch yourself. And I'm like, all right, cool. Please get approval. And if they really force it, I'll be like, all right. But they don't, because
they don't really trip out. Then they're not like
the new people there, and even the other people are so afraid, because they get told, you can't do this and you can't do that, because they're stupid. And when they do it, it's the wrong time too, because there's also the other side of the coin, obviously, where they have to have these rules implemented, because you got morons who will do stupid shit like, oh man, well, you're close by, but then they go, and it's like then the person who they were supposed to pick up, they're 45 minutes late for that person because they took you first. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They're fucking over.
Well, that's the big complaint I hear from a lot of drivers. Well, if I do that, I'm going to be 30 minutes late for this pickup. So, they don't even want to fuck with that.
Yeah, but you wouldn't, because you know exactly where you were, and you were literally you were almost exactly a 15-minute drive home and a 15-minute drive back. So it would have exactly been where you were, and you knew that. And you were like, hey, it's literally going to be the same. So you had to sit there on the bus with your thumb up your ass. Well, she's off the bus because you can't get off the bus, I don't think, can you? Or you can.
Well, I mean, if I got a piss, or something, I think they'd be.
Yeah, but still.
I've seen drivers be a little. Like, I remember one guy wanted to get off and make a phone call. He didn't want to be talking.
Yeah, then I'd be like, I'm getting off this fucking bus. You can't keep me on here. I'm not your child. You're not responsible for me as an adult. You're responsible for the ride. But if I want to get off this goddamn bus, if I want to get off at any goddamn stop, I will say I'm getting off this bus. I am not getting back on it. You can't go, get on the bus. I'm taking you home. I'm fucking off.
But see, there's some drivers that they got that a little twisted too.
Well, because they think that they're your caretakers, and that since you're on the bus, you must not be a cognizant and responsible human being.
Right. They can't, like, all of us are DNLU status. You know what I'm saying?
It doesn't matter. Yeah. I mean, if you're on the bus and you're an adult, and you don't have a caretaker or some kind of person with a badge or some kind of clearance,
right? And you're coming off as competent.
Then it doesn't matter whether you're coming off as competent. If you were on that bus and you're like, I'm drunk, I'm getting off. I don't want to be on this bus. I'm here at the Gold Coast. I decided I'm not going home. I'll take the points. I ain't going to be on the bus anymore. You can't go, sir, you have to stay. You know what I mean? No.
There was, dude, I actually had a driver one time. This was in front of All Talk, as a matter of fact. And, the engine died like right out in the street before he could pull into the driveway. So we're just out in the street, and I'm like, oh, dude, I'm right by my work. Can you just let me off? And dude, he would not let me off the bus.
I would have called somebody and said, this is imprisonment. You can't keep me on this bus.
This is funny because George even walked up to the bus and was like, hey, man. And I'm like, dude, he won't let me off the bus. And the guy wouldn't. And he had to call his supervisor and do all this weird shit. And finally, it was funny because the guy's wife is a police officer, because I rode with him about a year later, and he's like, hey, that night I tried to keep you on the bus? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, that was really stupid. I went home and told my wife, and she said it was false imprisonment. I'm like,
it is. Yeah, you can't keep people on the. You can't keep. You're not responsible for me. You're responsible for getting. The taxi driver's not responsible for me. You're the taxi driver, fuckface. You're nothing more.
If I didn't pay, obviously he's going to chase
that is a true case of discrimination. Because you had no way of getting, he wouldn't open the door for you. So you're like, I am an adult. You need to let me on this bus right now, or I will call the police and get off my bus. You cannot keep me on this bus. I'm an adult. Well, you're blind. No, see, it's all about the mentality. Oh, I'm responsible for you, and they're told that probably by the fucking system. You are responsible for these people. No,
well, I'm sure
you're responsible for transporting these people. It's a service. It's just like anything else. You're like the public bus driver, except you have a smaller bus and you have a specific route.
Well, here's what's even funnier. Okay, they're not supposed to carry people's stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody has a bunch of groceries and all that kind of shit. But there are some drivers that'll be like, oh, I'll help you with that, ma'am. Because, well, and this shows you how stupid it is. Like you said, on one hand, they're telling them, you're responsible for that person. That person is in your care. Da, 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 da. Okay, so in your care would mean, all right, so when they get to their apartment, I'm going to help them carry their groceries in because they're in my care. But yet if they do that, they get in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just, again, back to the dumb fuck contradictions.
But then again, they let the old lady carry her shit. She falls over and breaks something. They're going to be like, well, you should have helped her.
Yeah, so you can't win.
Yeah, because it's all bullshit. But I understand that they're in a tight space, but you can't have somebody. If it's an adult, you're like, all right, I'll get you. You're responsible for yourself. But then again, I can't. You'll wander.
That's. I mean, from what I'm told, dude, the rule is if you ask to get off the bus, they've got to let you off the bus.
Of course they do. You're an adult.
And so
even if you're not, I don't give a shit. If you're able to get a pass on, I don't know how many younger like teenagers are on the bus or anything, or it's not really many kids. I don't think.
They do pick up a few. They got a few, high school age kids.
Yeah, but even them, it's like, hey, you can't you can't keep someone where they don't want to be, and especially you should have been like, I'm going to call the police.
Well, I remember he did finally let me off. His supervisor was like, yeah, just let him off the bus, and. Then, like I said, he went home and told his wife what happened, and she was like, "That was really stupid, that was false imprisonment."
Yeah.
So, and then it's funny. He admitted that to me later when I saw him, a year later.
He's probably thinking about it the whole time, like, damn, maybe. And you should have probably said, well, yeah, it was. I'm an adult. I can handle my.
I did say that. I said, yeah, dude, actually it is. Technically you're keeping me confined to this bus.
And I'm an adult, and I can make my way where I can. If I decide to get out the bus in the middle of a goddamn street and walk through the fucking traffic as it goes by me, then you have to let me do that because I am an adult.
Yep, exactly.
Because you would have let someone else off if they could see, because he would have.
Oh, dude! If I was sighted, that wouldn't have been a problem.
That's a total that's the real like hardcore like discriminative like whoa.
Or I might be asked like, "You sure you can do it?" And if I say yeah, no questions asked. So I could be a tard, But if I had vision, hey, it doesn't matter. I have vision.
Yeah.
But as a blind person, dude, I bet you this is a good point. I bet you a tard who is somewhat with it would be able to have more of a chance of being allowed off that bus than me.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. So.
Yeah, all you could say was, all you got to do is guide me to the curb. And then I'm at the curb, and then I'm on the driveway, and I'm gone.
Well, and even Jerkman and King Solomon were standing there that night, dude. They were both standing by the foot of the stairs of the bus, and this guy wouldn't let me off. Here are these two dudes that know me.
And you're like, hey, dude, what's going on? I can't let you off because you don't have a parent slip. Wow, that pissed. I remember hearing about this. How long ago was this?
This was back in 2011. Yeah, I guess it was 2011 because King Solomon was there. So about that time.
Wow. So it was. So it's funny. It's just so funny how that works though. How like the corporate mindset gets because they're in a grip of fear because they're told, oh well, you'll and they won't lose their jobs. See, maybe it's because a lot of these people are younger and they're scared about that. But for me, I'm like. If they have an issue with what I'm doing, they're not just going to be like, all right, you're done. You didn't do this right. They'll be like, hey, that's what the coaching is for and all that bullshit.
You know what? Mostly, dude, it's older people I see doing this shit. Like this driver tonight was probably, I would have guessed maybe in her late 40s. This other guy, the Hector, well, he's like in his 60s, I think. He's on my dumbass driver list, dude. Like I have 3 main drivers that I really don't like, and he's definitely one.
Is that the one that wouldn't let you off?
No, that's not him. That's another guy. Oh. Hector's the one that was by my work that wouldn't let that was. I was like, dude, why don't you just take me to my work, come back, and it'll be time to pick this guy. Oh no, I can't. Just because, and he asked a lot of stupid questions. Not blindo questions, but like the first time I was going to do the show, or he picked me up from the show, and he was telling me that he records Mexican music and he'd like to record there, and I'm like, dude, you can't. It's not a recording studio. And just every time, dude, there's some dumb shit to tell me about he's just kind of a dumb fuck, dude.
Yeah, just like, hey, like a Mexi Melt to the fullest.
Yeah, dude, he's King Mexi Melt.
King Mexi Melt, dude. King Mex. He's the Mexi Melt Supreme.
He is, dude. He's got extra fucking
sour
Mexi
cream
sauce
on that fucker.
Hell yeah. But he's one that pulled that. But I'm just saying the automatonites, that I usually, run across. Because there are drivers, dude, that are like, oh, this is dumb. Yeah, you're right. Let me just take you home first.
Or they don't even tell you. They just go, hey, you know what? We're just going to drop you off now, right? So that's seamless. You don't even get to the place to stop and go, oh, wait, I'm going to wake you up at 30 minutes. Cause which way did you come? Were you coming east? Or you were coming east, obviously.
We're going east, yeah.
So you could have gone east, gone all the way back, and then gone back, been there.
Could have backtracked. Yep, totally. Well, what was the other thing?
It's like I said. So some of the drivers are probably like, we're just going to drive past this. We're going to get. You know what? We're not going to go because I know you ask every time how many stops I have. You have. That's
in a lot of cases. In some I don't, but in this case, she just kind of volunteered the information and said, "Okay, we have one pickup, then we're dropping her off, then I'm taking you." And I said, "Okay, fine." I figured it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But then she said, "Oh, it's at Caesars," and I said, "Oh, damn." I was like, "Oh, the strip's always bad." So, but then it wasn't until we pull in the parking lot that she told me, "Oh, we're actually early for her pickup." And I'm like, "How early?" And she's like, "Well, her pickup's 7:37." I'm like, "Fuck, it's 7:07." We're going to wait 30 minutes.
You said you can't even take me home first? I mean, it's literally, it would have been 15 minutes.
At that point, dude, I don't even want to ask because, she's already got her mind made up as to what she's going to do.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to argue with her. I'm like, okay, fuck.
It's just ridiculous. 30 minutes of your life just sitting on a bus that you could have been home about 15 minutes later.
But now remember the one driver I told you about remember the night when I did the thing over at the Silverton when I got the bacon burger for the fitness fair?
Yeah.
And so that night, dude, what was supposed to happen, my driver got to me, and she got to me early. And I said, she was like, well, I got another pickup between you and taking you home. But that's an hour from now. She's like, I might as well just take you home. So that's what I'm talking. That's that outside the box. Those are the people who I really think flourish as good drivers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and they probably don't remain drivers for long.
No,
because they probably
few of them.
They probably either go somewhere else or go up the chain, or they get just tired of the bullshit because they understand how stupid it is. Exactly. How many drivers we had have been like, man, this manifest is just stupid.
Oh, a lot of them say that.
Of course, because they go left they go left, right, left. It's like just fucking ridiculous on these things. So, I get it, man, and that kind of leads me to another thing too, though. And it's like you know what the Peter principle is, right?
When you reach a certain point and stop.
You reach a certain point and become incompetent. Well,
that's it. You stop. You just don't grow anymore. You're just a dumb shit.
It's kind of like the Peter principle, but for me it's almost like they forget what it was like to be in the position they were just in. And I'm not talking about like 2 or 3 years pass and you forget. I'm talking about like instant up the chain, and now you're gonna start throwing down shit. And I'm like, dude, that you just did this. You know that you can't. That it's not gonna work, and you know that we can't do this. Like for example, today we're supposed to do something where we have to monitor calls and tell them, check the longer calls and stuff like that. And we also we were low on staff. He's like, well, the guy he just was doing support previously. He just helping out in the room and stuff like that. Well, he gets a new mod TM position, basically mod position. Basically, mod is a manager on duty.
Moderator or something.
Yeah, manager on duty. Basically, we call it the mod.
Oh, okay.
So same thing, moderator, manager on duty. But he gets the thing, and he's like, well, one of you needs to be dedicated to this. And I'm like, we can't. We have less people. One of us is doing this. Well, you guys can figure that out. I'm like, motherfucker, you just did this, and you know that it's not going to work out that way. You know we can't do that when we have this little few people. Why would you even say that? It's like instant mind gone. Like, oh, well, I am up in here, so I just forgot completely what I just went through with you in your position previously, because now I'm here. So you will do this.
You know what it sounds like to me? It sounds like he's just getting his strings pulled, dude. And he's being told to say a certain thing.
He probably is just being forceful. You need to get someone. You need to check these and blah, blah, or he's not.
He's not giving you a solution. He's just saying you guys need to figure that out. So if he actually threw out a solution like, well, here's what you could do. You could have them on phones for 20 seconds, because he knows the setup obviously, but he's not even doing that.
He's just like, no, we need one of you on here. You need to choose who's going to be doing this, and the other two can be in the room. I'm like, yeah, but one of those is doing escalations, which takes all your attention because you have to go line by line down a certain checklist to do these, and
so
he knows that.
Barking orders.
He knows that. Yeah, he's like blah, blah. Well, you think and so one of us, and then if the supervisor calls and comes in, then I gotta get away from that, and then they still keep asking in this chat. It's just this whole fucking bullshit. Just like what? How do you not like? I just want to and I want to write an email, but I want to keep this position because see the thing is it's about politics too, because there's people there that have been like I've been there for 2 years, and I got the same kind of schedule that I got. And here's the thing: I think I benefited from this time. All right, because I got the same schedule I had before, which is weekends off, right? And that's the number one. That's the number one selection, basically, that everyone's going to want. Obviously, they want the whole.
Yeah,
weekend.
Everybody wants their weekends.
Well, I got it because I've been helping doing certain things in terms of like they asked me to help test these certain things, so I'm helping test during the week. Sometimes they take me out of support, and I test the system that they're working on. The guy who I'm testing the system with is part of workforce management. Well, guess what? Workforce management also covers scheduling.
Of schedules. Oh,
so. I think I pretty much got hey, this guy's been cool. All right, let's give him this schedule, you know.
Oh, it's one of those? You think so?
I do, because I got the same schedule twice, and no one else is going to have weekends off. Like, there's no other weekend schedules that have any weekend days off.
Like, how'd you get so lucky to get such a good...
Twice in a row. I had it all summer, too.
Wow.
That's how I got to go out to Vegas.
Man, that's all I got to say.
Oh, I'm not going to say anything, and that's the thing. Why should I? Hell, if they're good, and I've worked there for 2 years, so I do have tenure and seniority over a lot of people because of the fall off rate. There's only one person left from my class that actually works there. From my wave that wave 10 that was there, there's only one person left who's still there.
Wow.
So yeah,
damn.
So,
last man standing, huh?
Yeah. So one person. No, there's two actually. One other person.
Well, you're the last. Yeah, you and him.
But the point is, that's been 2 years. So almost 2 years in November. So I've kind of got some seniority. So I'm like, I don't care, and hey, I'm going to take it if anybody has an issue. I say I'm not the one who does that. You know, I'm not the one who schedules that. But it's still funny that you can see there's another person there who I think knows somebody because she's on support now after only working there for 3 months. Well, it took me, a year and a half to get on support, It's just things like that. It's so funny how like, yeah, it's who you know, and it's just such fucking...
It's real.
It is real. It's bullshit,
the shit you didn't want to be real is actually real. You talk about it, and you say, oh, yeah it's all political. But then you start seeing it for real, and you're like, damn. Yeah. This shit is real.
Well, yeah, and then you also see like some people that just get and they just give out just completely horseshit answers like I got other stuff to do or whatever or whoever and then and it's like and some weren't a stick like most of the mods are like, all right, well we know that the priority is this, the priority is the room. Basically, if it's busy in the room, then you can just stop going through the LCU, which is a long call, whatever, and go back in the room and do your shit, and answer your questions, like, hey, I need help, I can't get a refund going, it's just so funny how you learn about people in this thing, because people, if you are too nice to people, they will call on you for every motherfucking thing, right? So
I'm sure.
Single call, so you have to wean them off. Check the knowledge base. Check the fucking knowledge base. How do you refund? You've done it 4 times. Can I do this? Why isn't my stuff working? Well, okay. How about you restart the program? Oh, my stuff's not working. Okay, you said you had the same thing happen earlier. Restart. Oh, it works now. Yeah, it worked the last time and the last 7 times where you came in and said, I can't get this to work, when you didn't try restarting it first. It's just complete. It's just so funny how people are, and then of course you got the arrogance of the support people, like, oh, look at her, oh,
like they're kind of talking.
See, I know for both things. And this is and I don't want to get that way too, because I am too, kind of like, oh, you fucking idiot, I do say that, but there are points where I'm like, these people have a point. We're thin on support, so I see it from both sides, and I'm not going to lose that perspective. But just for that fucking dude to lose the perspective in literally a week, because he literally got promoted a week ago, and he's been doing this mod thing for a week. So basically, and every time he's on there, it's like, whoa, I need an update on the long calls. I'm like, yeah, okay. There's 2 of us on the phones, or 2 of us not on the phones. Just 2 of us dealing with 50 agents right now, who are asking questions. We got 1 person also doing it, and then one of those people was on a supervisor call. I have to. Well, you got to keep looking. You can do it. No, I can't. Because here's my other thing.
Now he's just being unreasonable. You know.
Well, but here's my other thing, and this is the reason why. And this is my last little rant, and then I don't know how many more you have, but
I just have one more thing.
Okay.
Man.
Well, here's my last little rant. Fuck multitasking and everyone who thinks it's the greatest goddamn thing in the fucking world, because it's not the greatest thing in the fucking world. And I've people that pride themselves on being able to do 3 or 4 things at once. It's great, but guess how much more focused and efficient you would be if you only had to do 2.
This is what I'm always saying.
Because you'll do it better. And those people that say, well, I can multitask. No, actually, everyone falls off when they multitask. Studies after study after study after study shows that your focus, your attention to detail, your quality will fall off drastically with multitasking. If you're focusing on one task or a small number of tasks that you have to do, then you will do a much better job than focusing on a ton of them. But see, that's not the thing. Oh, you gotta learn how to do it. You gotta be proficient at it. Yeah, no, you can get better at it, sure. But you will never be as good as if you're focusing on 4 things, you will never be as good as if you're focusing on 2. It just makes fucking sense. It's perfect sense.
That's what I'm always saying. And I can tell when you call somebody and certain shit just shows that they're trying to multitask and aren't doing very well.
Yeah.
They'll ask you to repeat yourself. They won't hear things. That it's like, no. Up here. Pay attention. Yeah, I hate that shit, dude. That shit gets on my fucking nerves.
It goes back to the whole adage that to be in a job, it should be stressful. Like, you should be like, oh, I got to do these things at once because I'm earning my money. No, what they should do is make the goddamn job as easy and as stress-free, and I've said this before, I've talked about this before, as possible. Why is it so hard? Well, then you're not earning your pay. I'm doing exactly the same fucking job I was doing, but I'm eliminating all the bullshit that you think I need there for some reason to be able to earn what I'm making.
I'm making you earn your pay. Like, how is that helping you?
No, how is that helping you when the whole point is if I'm doing a specific
the organization,
job,
for that matter, if it's harder and more stressful, how are you able to help the client?
Because they want to cram. Because that's their excuse for cramming as much into one person as possible. Do as much as you fucking can, because that, and then they don't pay you more. But they say, well, that's multi. You gotta learn how to multitask. So you gotta do this form and this form. Have this window up. When every single call, you gotta do this form. You gotta log into this. You gotta do this. You gotta do this here. You gotta get approval for this, and this. All right, now help that customer out. They're pretty doo darn. And then you're all stressed out.
Ass expectations.
And then you're all stressed out, and you're dealing with people. So you're stressed out and dealing with people, which makes you less good at your job because you shouldn't be stressed out when you're dealing with people, because that just makes. I don't even have to. Why should I have to explain that?
You know already. Yeah, it's like, well, when you're dealing with people and you're stressed out to begin with, it doesn't make for a good combo.
It doesn't make.
It's like being drunk. That's like saying get drunk before you come to work.
I mean, it's ridiculous, and that's why people are so stressed out, because they cram as much into people as possible, and it's just all about these fucking it's like they lose my buddy, man. They don't have it. They're firing my buddy's job. They're firing people 2 years before their retirement. They're either saying, "Hey, fire! Either you leave right now, or we fire you because we're trying to save money."
So wait, they're fucking them out of their retirement now?
Well, they're still getting retirement, but not as they're just saying, "Hey, you need to leave," and
so they don't have to pay. Oh Jesus! So it's the spend $5 to save $1 mentality.
And not only that, but they're doing it just to
that's some nickel and diamond
shit. Cut costs,
like,
and the thing is, that company is expanding like by gangbusters. It's like growing. So there's no reason
it's not
to
like
do
they can't afford to pay it.
No, they just want to crit that little fucking profit out. Man, I hate to be that fucking guy, man, but fuck, I am so tired of it, man. It's like, dude, we're like rags, dude. We are like rags that are being wrung out. Now I'm going to say this for you. You actually have a position where it seems like you don't have to do that as much.
Not really.
Not really. No, you get to focus.
Weird expectations.
But no, but you get to focus on what you're doing, and then they don't go, well, you're going to do this, this, and this. Okay, hey, by the way, we're gonna put you with this, and you're also going to be for the hearing impaired fucking mongoloid midget population, whatever.
Well, here's the thing though, that they are kind of sort of riding on that model a little bit, because I've been told, well, I want you to be able to
do this, do that.
Your job should reflect what this position says you're supposed to be doing. Things like that. For a while, our old director was on that bullshit of, well, if this is what you're getting, if this is what your pay grade is, you're going to do this kind of pay grade worth of work.
It's like, give me a fucking break. Give me a break. I'm going to do the job that's at hand. I'll do it very, very well. And that's what I get paid for. It's not about the pay grade, because if you're going to say that, then why are basketball players making the pay grade?
Oh,
give me a fucking break, dude. So it's not about the pay grade.
It's something else. But no, that's, for a while, it wasn't so much me, but I know other coworkers were telling me, oh yeah, that's what she wants to do. She wants to make sure everybody's, their proper pay grade, and that they're doing what they're getting paid for.
Well, they should be doing what you're getting paid for, but that doesn't mean you cram as much in as possible and change the parameters every. Oh, well, now you're going to be doing this.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's my rant on that. So you've got another one here. So I guess no segue for this. We're just going to break it off and just jump right in. So what's the next one?
I guess we'll break into that. Well, today we had. I went to my mom's.
Mm-hmm.
We actually went to a movie today. Went and saw that movie Morgan. I don't know if you've seen it advertised.
No.
So it's okay. It's all right. Kind of cool, I guess. But after we went and saw Morgan, we went to my mom's house, and my brother and his girlfriend came over there and whatever. So we had dinner, and then had a few drinks and just kicked it, whatever. So then my brother and his girlfriend leave. So my mom and I start talking, and I guess I was petting her cats. She's got several cats there, and I was playing with the cats. And she goes, you ever think of, how did she put it? How'd she start it off? You ever thought about getting another pet or another cat? And I said, well, maybe. I said, I don't know. I said, possibly. I said, part of it is, I liked having, a cat and everything, but the other half of it is I kind of like not having one right now. And she was like, well, I think at some point you do need to get a dog. And so I'm like, well, here's the thing, because I said, well, dogs are very high maintenance, Mom, and I'm not home half the time to be able to give that dog that maintenance.
And of course, the thing was, but I don't want it to be at home.
No, actually, she didn't go there. I was surprised too, man.
I was like, oh shit.
I thought she was diving at guide dog too, man. But apparently, she goes, well, dog. I said, well, why a dog, Mom? Especially in my apartment, it's kind of not really a place for a dog. And she's like, well, yeah, but they're very good protectors. And I'm like, okay. And then she's like, because a lot of your friends are leaving and moving and stuff.
And you need was Gref the great protector?
Yeah,
was I like the goddamn Valkyrie fucking knight?
Yeah, I'll be there. Do not fear.
Do not
Cruise control is here.
Leaving, so you need a new friend.
Yeah, I need a new friend. So she was like, Mac Petro's your only friend that's here, and I'm like, Mom, I don't depend on them for safety. And she's like, yeah, but they can come check up on you. And I'm like, they don't check up on me. We just hang out. So
check up on God, man. That just must make.
But you know what this was? Here's what it was, man. It was projecting, because my mom is going through some stuff, health-wise and physical-wise, where she just can't do certain things as like she used to anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So they start projecting it on me. And as a matter of fact, the first question I said was, well, Mom, if I had sight, would we be having this conversation? And she was like, well, yeah, of course we would. And I said, well, it's funny you never bring this up about my brother. And she's like, well, I'm worried about him too. And she was like, but, I think that sooner or later, you're going to have to sell your place, and it's not in the safest neighborhood. And, you want to move somewhere where you're on the first floor. And I'm like, then she goes into talking about how, because her and my stepdad live in a 2-story house. So she's like, I tell, your stepdad all the time, we need to get rid of this 2-story house. And I'm like, wait, why, Mom? And she's like, well, because, I have trouble, I'm not going to be able to walk up and down these stairs soon. And I'm like, Mom, that's going to happen in like 30 years for me. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, you're just like, it's not happening now.
Well, that's the point.
It is for total projection. Wow. Not only is it projection, but it's also kind of like, okay, I'm not. This is gonna sound bad, but it's almost kind of sad, man. Like,
yeah, it is.
Like what? Like what? Like this like strong. Like, I'm gonna do everything I can, and I'm gonna fucking own the corporate fucking world.
Yeah, be on top and run shit. And
I have done it literally in the public eye, literally other places. But now I'm like worried about stairs.
Yeah, exactly.
And I understand that's gonna happen to everybody, and it's kind of scary. But it's also like, come on, like.
Well, I got a long time, I'm thinking, unless I have an accident.
Well, yeah, but that's life. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, you're not. First of all, you're probably never gonna move from that fucking place.
No, probably not.
I don't see.
Unless something major happens.
Yeah, I mean, if it really gets to the point where you literally can't walk outside without getting shot at, like.
Yeah, if there starts to be, gunshots every night,
like you come home every 4 times in a row and your place is robbed, you might be like, I'm done, I'm out.
Yeah, at that point, then it would be different, but. But yeah, in this case, shit, things are fine, man. And
you have no plans on leaving Vegas, so you have no plans on doing anything different at the moment. So
no, just keep the engine running. That's all.
But still, she's full of shit too. She would not be having this conversation if you weren't blind.
Yeah, no, she never has this conversation with my brother.
She would never have it with anybody else, man. It's about she's worried about you when you get old because she thinks of you
as being old
already, or as being like needing of like I don't like check up I would be like I don't need check up.
Yeah, well then she tried to put it on herself. She was like, if I didn't have your stepdad, I mean I'm glad to have him in my life. I almost thought, dude. Here's what I almost thought. Because we were talking kind of about my brother and his girlfriend too, and seems like she's really into him, and it's like she's trying to marry him almost. You know, we had made a comment about that, like she's trying to go for the marriage thing. So I think, dude, in her mind, she's probably also thinking, why don't you just find someone nice? You know, they're always talking that dumb shit. You know, you need to find someone to take care of you, is what it is. You know.
Yeah, find someone to take care of you or to be with, and also, you know, she's probably still holding out some little bit of hope for the little grandkid. Probably some little bit of hope, although that's not happening. Maybe it might happen with
my brother, but she knows my situation. I told her about that, by the way.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, like, but she's probably still hoping maybe it'll fail or maybe
my
she's
brother
hoping,
will.
Yeah, that you get maybe she can at least see you get married before, you know.
Oh, that could be. Yeah, there we go. Well, there's more projecting though, but this is all on her, not on me.
No, you're like, just the whole idea of you that I could just. Yo, what's up, man? Hey, dude, I just came by to see if you're cool. Yeah, I'm fine, man.
All right,
Thank you, man. All right, I'll be going now. I'm not gonna hang out. I just came over. Or what if he's like, dude, actually no, I'm just gonna say it, man. Max, all these years, your mom in 1998, when we moved,
she paid you.
She gave me a task, man, and she told me that I needed to
look out for me.
Yeah, look out for you, and she actually called me when I moved and was like mad, like every time I moved out of the city. And she said, your obligation, your duty, you're shirking your duty. And I cried a little bit, and I felt like a little guilty about it. And,
she let my mom down.
Me and Mac Metro have talked about it a bit too, you know, because when he comes over, he's like, the only reason he ever comes over is to check on you, dude.
Right, I know. And then the night we went out drinking or whatever, he was just making sure I was drinking in a safe place.
Safe place with you, yes. That's why he took you to the lounge. Because he wanted to make sure that you would be in the safest place and most comfortable place possible for your protection.
Yes, exactly.
And I believe there are stairs at Legends Lounge, aren't there?
Well, that's why he had to come too, because he had to take me up those stairs.
Yeah, because there are a couple stairs there, I believe. And so next time, make sure you don't go in a place that has stairs.
Okay, well, you know what? I'll call around and ask.
Fucking Lord, dude. Oh, man, dude. That's just...
yeah, dude, it's that shit you don't get to deal with.
Yeah, it's shit I don't get to deal with. And you're right. And there's not... But you know what? Here's the deal. It's not about oppression. It's just about shit that individuals have to deal with. They're like, you'll never have to deal with the... Oh, why are you staring at my girl? I had no idea your girl was over there. Oh, you were staring at my girl. No.
Well, I get things like that, too, but it's like... If I walk into someone and they don't know I'm blind, like if I don't have my cane, you know, then I get the watch where you're going. I'm like, I'm blind. And then they're really flipping out because they're like, wait a minute, you're walking around here without a cane. You know exactly where you're going. You know, so in their mind, you know.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, mine. It's different though. In other words, it's a different perspective because I literally get hostile. Like I'll get definitely more hostile. My point is not like I get this and you don't get. My point is, well, that is my point. Is that it's not about like you being you're oppressicated. But
we have our own shit.
You do, and everybody does. Every single goddamn person does.
Like if you were living here in Vegas, I'm sure your mom would be saying some of the same shit to you. You know what I'm saying?
No, my mom's over that shit, man.
Really?
Oh yeah, my mom knows what's up with me because I don't need shit.
Damn,
I barely ask for shit from my mom.
Well, neither do I.
I know, but it's different. It's different because you're blind, dude. I'm not blind.
So really,
and there's you get a little bit of that, like my bro, you know, making his posts, and my mom saying.
By the way, somebody, Kraken, he was meaning to read me a post something, and he was like, "Dude, did you see his post, man? It's so cringeworthy."
Oh,
you know the one he's talking about?
Yeah,
you want to tell me off the air, maybe?
It was just like, hey, you know, like my brother knows what it's like to be visually, because he's losing his vision. So it was.
Oh no shit!
He's got glaucoma, dude.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, well,
damn.
Actually, we talked about that when you was out there. We mentioned it. So.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of cringeworthy, but it was nothing, nothing crazy.
Okay, because Kraken was like, man, dude, you got to hear this post, dude. It's so cringeworthy. And we never got around to it because we were busy with other shit.
Yeah, maybe I'll have to dig through it and find it. Maybe I'll find it for you and paste it to you in a message or something.
In a message, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So no, man, that was I think it was a total blindo/projecto because, dude, I talk a lot about this with Renacy because the same shit happens with his mom, you know, and we think that it's just that they're getting older and they're thinking, oh my God, he's blind. How the fuck did he do this? And because we weren't treated. My mom wasn't nearly as micromanagey when I was a kid. I don't think.
No,
dude.
no. Now she's getting, and plus she's she's getting
older,
old, and maybe a little bit like, hey,
Well, I mean, not necessarily senile-ish, but like almost like she's not confident in her abilities anymore. So she's looking like, oh shit, wow, you have you have a sense missing. You must really fucking have issues, or whatever.
Or something like that. You're just trying to figure out what it is. But I hear, and that's one of those things, but that's the great thing. And here's the thing. We're not saying that the world is against you. We're just saying that there's certain things that happen, and this is one of those that remind you, like, God damn it.
Well, that's the point. Everybody's got something, It's like...
Everybody's got certain things, yeah.
Well, like, even though, people bitch about race and, or sexism or whatever. Hey, you know what? We all run up into shit. It's just what we got to deal with as people, man.
Yeah, it's another thing. Another friend of ours, a mutual friend who has that militant attitude, who we talked about before about a Facebook post. She had a post, and we'll wrap up after this, I guess. It's about an hour through, so.
That's cool.
She had a post about how the gender bias in images, and it showed the picture of it was a stock photo basically, and it showed a picture of people helping people with computers, and it was all the girls that were there were being helped by boys in front of computers or some shit like that, right? Okay, that could be seen as a stock photo. Yes, maybe it was about because boys in science, all right. I just wanted to write a post and say, please show me an ad for domestic child abuse that shows a woman standing over a child, or a woman leering over a child and child abuse, even though more women are actually commit child abuse than men. Because have you ever heard of an ad about a child abuse ad where it's a woman? How many do you hear? And if you do, it's probably 1 out of 10, right?
Yeah, most of the time the abuser's a male.
Of course, but if I posted that, I'd be like, but that just completely destroys her argument, Completely destroys it completely. Because what's worse?
That right there doesn't even seem like an argument. That's some bullshit. I mean, how are you going to base it on a picture with a bunch of boys showing girls how to use the computer? It's like, dude, that you can't really say that's sexist.
Yeah, you can say, oh well, there's a stereotype of boy, but then again, you can't say
if it's a boy pushing a girl off a computer, then that's a different story.
Yeah, but because you can see a sexist idea in the fact that just as many or more women abuse children, but you never see women actually portrayed as the abusers in ads and public service announcements, and that's way worse than some stupid photo that she picked out of random off the internet that shows.
Which, by the way, kind of reminds me of one more thing, kind of rant-worthy. I actually went with my mom yesterday, too, to see another movie. We went and saw Don't Breathe.
Oh, I heard about that's the blind guy one, right?
The blind dude, and it's kind of twisted, but here's the thing, dude. It's really hard to follow, if you're not asking the person you're with every 5 seconds what the fuck's going on, because you really don't know. I mean, it would be cool to see in descriptive video, but it was really hard to watch. It was just kind of funny because as a blind dude, I was a little bit pumped about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit, here's this badass blind dude, and these guys breaking his house, and I'd like to see this. And it was really hard to follow. For a blind person.
I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was not because it wasn't meant for blind people. It's a visual movie, but just about a blind guy, and they kind of underestimate him. But I bet there's some kind of twist.
Well, the twist is this. You talk about girls, and so the guys who were breaking in this guy's home there were 2 guys and a girl. And of course, guess what? The 2 guys get killed.
Yes.
The girl almost gets locked up in the basement and all this shit. Anyway, I won't spoil it, but basically she gets away, and she gets away with the money that they were coming to steal anyway, because the guy turned out to be a twisted son of a bitch. So, but of course,
I don't give a shit. So the guy was the guy blind, definitely.
Oh yeah, he was definitely a blind dude. He was an old ex-military dude. But basically, what happened is somebody killed his daughter, so he kidnapped. I forget who it was. Somebody related to the person that killed his daughter, and he impregnated her. So in the basement, then I guess when she died, now the new girl comes along.
Spoiler alert. So if you haven't seen it, who fucking cares? I don't give a fuck about spoilers. If you don't want that, then don't listen to that shit. You could.
Exactly. Well, I'm not going to give up too much, but basically, the girl gets away, and gets the money, and she's kind of made out to be the victim, as opposed to wait a minute, these motherfuckers were trying to break in dude's home, and even when he's capturing her. It's not as rough on her as it is with the guys. He's bashing their heads in and doing all kinds of shit.
But then they're going to say it promotes female violence, but the guys can just get their asses handed. And I knew the guys were going to die. I mean, I saw two guys, and I'm like, oh, they're going to die. They're dead. She won't die. She'll live.
They did, and the girl lived.
Of course.
Yay.
Yep, they always live. How many times in horror movies does the girl die? It's always the girl who does.
Not too well. Let's see. In Strangers, I think the chick died. Okay. I think she was sliced open or some shit. But that was based on some real shit. That was on some reality. So
yeah.
But yeah, man, that was the deal there. It was just kind of funny that number one, if anything, it might have got the blind, because dude, me as a blind person, made me want to go see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit, it's a blind dude who's kind of badass, and dude's breaking his home, and that sounds like a cool plot. And then it's like the scenarios my brother runs down to me all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then it was, of course, it was so visual. But maybe you can find it again on Descriptive and watch it again. You might get more out of it. So
I'm sure it will be on Descriptive at some point. I would hope.
Oh, it's the most popular movie, so it should be. So
yeah, it's big. And then, like I said, the girl thing was just another thing that reminded me. But anyway, on that fucking note, man.
On that fucking note, always ending on the same shit, right?
Yes, sir, bitches.
Hold on, wait, what the fuck? Come on now, start,
you son of a bitch.
God damn it. There we go. Anyway, this has been another episode of the Nothing Sacred fucking show. It's the what is it? 5th of June. Did I say the 6th before? No, whatever. I don't know what the fuck what I said.
September.
5th of September. I don't know what fucking date it is. Does it matter at this point? Yeah, I did say June. Go fuck yourself.
June. All right.
Anyways, I'm Cruise Control.
I'm Maxwell Silverhammer.
And that's the story there, bitches. See you next time. Fuck faces. Go fuck yourselves. Eat a dick, you cock-sucking mother...
Fall down some stairs.
Yeah, go fuck yourself, old bastards. All of you. Youngers. Fuck you.